Welcome to Sakshi TV's special immigration talk show with attorney, Dr. Srinivas Kaveti. I am Preeti Mulbagal, your host for the show. Today we have with us Dr. Kaveti, who is a multifaceted, accomplished attorney. He holds multiple educational degrees, namely Bachelor's of Arts, specializing in English literature, psychology, Eastern and Western philosophy. A gold medalist in LLB, he holds an MBA and a Master's in Communication and Journalism. He holds an LLM from Australia as well. Dr. Kaveti is renowned internationally and assists several clients globally in handling litigations in diversified law practices. He also handles many pro bono cases. I would like to congratulate Dr. Kaveti on opening 2 new offices in India, one in Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh, which caters to the Telugu community, and also another one in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, that caters to the Gujarati community. Dr. Kaveti, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So today's topic, as we know, is the suspension of student visa appointments. So we would like you to give us some introduction on that.
Yeah, there was a lot of news in social media and mainstream media saying that they have suspended the scheduling of F1 and J1 and M visa, and other visas also. So the first question, what we have to understand, do we have a basis of this? Is there any executive order by the President of United States, or is there a cable communication sent to the consulates?
Yes, an official confirmation, which we were looking forward for us from the US Department of State to support these rumors.
Correct. So, we have done our research. We have not seen anything from the White House in terms of any executive order or any public notice, anything which they make a decision by the Department of State or by the immigration. There is a register called Federal Register. They have to publish a public notice saying that, this is what happened. The way we have it in other countries like GO or an ordinance, when the executive branch does any decision, the way we see, case laws by the Supreme Courts or High Courts, similarly, if the bureaucracy or executive branch does any decisions, they have to put it in a public register, the Federal Register. That's not there. And if the president makes any decision, he has to do it in executive order, which you can check it out on their website by the White House website. And there also, there's nothing there saying that suspension of visa scheduling ani ekkada ledu. And a lot of times when you see these, they're saying that there's some media guys are saying, yeah, there was a leak of some cable, and some media guys have got hold of it, and Chippi, that's what they've been saying. But in terms of law, there is no official notification either by the consulates or by the Department of State or by the USCIS or by the president of the country. That is the key. And I would say this would be a rumor, but why people are restraining themselves, deterring themselves, because when they see that in the news channels that the present government has done it, people are just restraining themselves. They should check it out in the websites of the consulates. That's number one. Number two, they have to see if there is any official notification. If that's nothing like that, then they should go ahead and make the appointments online.
Right. So given that the US visa system is governed by a formal process, wouldn't any suspension of visa services require either a formal State Department directive or an executive proclamation?
Yes, absolutely right. You've hit the nail. Without those two, documents, we cannot say, because by taking the information from a media, that is not a rule of law. It could be a rumor, and it could be just a news which they got. I mean, those things cannot be relied. So my opinion is that any students or any universities also, they should promptly inform the students and keep in touch with students, inform the students what are their rights. They should go and get appointments online. They keep trying and get it. That's what it is.
Okay. Yes. So, in the absence of an executive order or even a press release from the White House, how do such claims gain traction? And should the public be concerned?
Well, because the mainstream media, also in US and other parts of the world, even the social media, they were saying that this would happened, and there is no reliable source. See, the most important thing what people have to rely on is an official source. If there is no official source, then it's a rumor. I mean, I wouldn't particularly be worried or concerned about a rumor. I mean, press guys say, I mean, you guys are also press. You rely on an official resource. And if you don't have an official resource, you should not rely on that. And of course, you have a journalist privilege that you might get some information. We are not asking you where it is. We are not asking your journalist, privileges and resources. But at least these are official business, kada. When it is an official business, it's not something private. It concerns to the whole of the world. Then it should be disclosed. There should be some official notice from any of the either executive branch or the president's office or even Department of State, even consulates. If you go and do some research on consulate websites, there is nowhere any notification is there saying that they have suspended or they have put a halt of scheduling the appointments. I mean, if you see from the past few, from the time of COVID, a lot of embassies have been closed and they have downsized their employees. They have not hired new employees. And when you see a lot of consulates even cutting down on the cost, when the Trump took over the office, they have downsized many employees from a lot of embassies. So that means there could be a lot of work with less employees. And two, because of the COVID and before also, many consulates have been closed all over the world, and the consulates which are there functioning, they are overwhelmingly loaded with the workload,
Mhm.
and they're running behind because these consulate officials, they are supposed to cater to the US citizens first, and two for the permanent residents, for the green card holders, and three for the marriage petitions and H-1Bs, L-1s, O visas, P visas, and of course, student visas and J-1 visas. So I guess their overwhelming work. That's the reason I believe that if you see before this even news, a lot of embassies. I was talking to somebody yesterday. The client called from Canada and said, "Sir, I'm trying to get an appointment with the US Embassy for a visitor visa." The guy was on a student visa. They said that the appointment they're getting is in June 2027. So, I mean, even from Canada and even from Dubai and other parts of the world, it is not just from one part of the world, India, but other parts of the world as well. So these things has to be considered.
So, basically, in your view, these rumors are a result of the administrative delays or embassy backlogs rather than actual policy changes.
That's correct. That's correct. That's my opinion. Because I've
Okay.
been seeing a lot of interviews by other lawyers and other media guys. But our office, we have spent a lot of time in doing research whether are there any official correspondence from the government. But we could not find anywhere, no resources, no official notifications or notices in official register, public register, federal register, nowhere.
Right. Given these days, the AI that is gaining so much traction, and we are actually not sure what is actually a real video and what is not. So basically, whenever we see any information, any videos about the Trump administration and the president himself speaking, so it's better that you suggest we go to the right sources in order to gain the actual news rather than going by any certain news or any certain um, videos, small videos that come up. Better to go to the actual source of the website of the immigration, USCIS, and then gain the news.
Correct. The first one is go to the White House website. Anybody can have website access all over the world. They must look into that website. Number two, anybody can access the Department of State website. They can also read. And three, they should go and check it out in the embassy website. And number four, if there's anything in USCIS website, these are the primary resources. And if they get anything on those websites or resources, then that's the bona fide and genuine information. If they're not finding anything on those websites, so I guess, as you rightly said, AI these days, a lot of rumors and a lot of grapevine, and people just want to make things viral, because to get some rating by the media guys.
Views and number of views, and to increase their gains, they want to
Rating.
make money with the number of views and the
Right.
hits for their videos.
Correct.
So has the US embassy or consulates issued any notifications to the students, particularly international ones, about any pause in the visa processing?
No, only, I mean, our firm has been getting calls. The only thing students, those visas are getting revoked or terminated is when they get arrested. I mean, and the other thing is, a lot of students whose visas have been revoked, they've been reinstated. And we don't know what's the outcome of that because I was just talking to one client and the school said to them, because our firm has filed a writ in the court when his visa was terminated and revoked by the service. So our firm, our off counsel filed a case and the school authorities told them, hang on for at least 3-4 weeks, don't make any decisions, don't withdraw the cases. So the applications filed for reinstatement for students, the schools are saying, please hang on for 3-4 weeks and then make decisions. Don't do any decisions right now. So that means, it's everything is in heavy, it's pending. So I guess we would know in the future what will happen. And last week we have seen that, Chinese students' visas have been terminated, revoked, stating that all the Chinese students have some connections with the Communist Party. So, every day there are, I think for the media guys, they should check up the executive orders or, any decision made by the president in the White House website. And then, do a news or do any, publish anything in their media. I'm sure now, I mean, we are doing this show. Many people might say, where did they get this information? But we are talking, saying that there's no official information. So I would say it's a rumor. The students should get in touch with their schools and constantly get in touch with their schools, and the schools should send them information and keep in touch with the students and advise them what to do. And definitely the students should schedule their appointments for F visa or J visa or M visa, whoever is looking at this interview from all over the world. And they should keep trying. And as on today, as on right now, there are no official news. So I think there is no information as on today to the students and to the universities from the Department of State.
So, what would be the standard protocol if, say, the presidential administration did in fact want to suspend the student visa appointments? So, have we seen any of those procedural steps being followed here?
Well, the first thing what the present administration said that they would do the vetting. I mean, what does it mean? They would like to see the background of each individuals in terms of their social media background. They want to check out whether they're a threat to US, or are they coming to US to participate in any movements like in favoring Palestine or Israel, or students activities. Are they doing anything as against the American interest? They want to see all of that with their social media, and they want to make decisions. Are they a threat to US soil, and do they have any criminal cases? Are they concealing anything? Were they deported before? Did they have any visa violations? And all of that. They want to check it up thoroughly before they give visas. So, I mean, that was there before as well. But during the Biden's administration, it was not strictly enforced. Now, with the present administration, they're strictly enforcing, and they want to do the vetting. That's the word they used, and the Secretary of State, or even the press, release from the White House, they never said anything that they're suspending, but they said we would like to do vetting. They want to do more thorough investigation on the visa applicants before they give any visa for F1 visa or M1 visa or a J visa or any other visas even.
Previously, you briefly touched upon the students from India and China. So here I would like to ask, how should the students, particularly from these countries, India and China, interpret these developments in the absence of any concrete guidance from the US authorities? Please provide some guidance.
Right. I think they should keep in touch with their schools. If they're not getting appointments in time, they should get in touch with their schools and defer their admissions. And two, they have to get information and some sort of briefing from their schools. And, and sometimes schools are saying, okay, you want to start the course now, you can start online, pay the school fees. And they're saying you can also start the orientation online and do the courses, and eventually apply for a visa, schedule your visitor, a student visa appointment, get a visa, and come back to US. So, some schools are allowing them to even start courses overseas. So things like that, they should not miss their deadlines of the schools and commence their courses, do their orientation online, and maybe take the tests and assignments online, get their credits. When their time comes going to the embassy, they must go and get their visas and enter into United States. That's one thing. And two, read constantly what's there in the embassies and Department of State website and the immigration websites, and as well as White House website. That's the only advice. That's the only suggestion I can give it to the students all over the world.
Okay, so basically you're saying the F1 and J1 visa interviews are being scheduled or approved, which would be contradicting the claim of a full suspension.
Right, correct. That's correct.
Okay. So what role should the US educational institutions play in clarifying this misinformation that directly affects their international student communities?
Well, as rightly said, the other thing is, because most of the times when you speak to the DSO, which is called designated school official, or a PDSO, they are not very much familiar with the immigration regulations. So buyer be aware. So the student should ask the PDSOs or DSOs if they have any university has any immigration attorney. They should ask them to give connection, or they should ask them, can you connect to the immigration attorney of the schools? That's one thing. And two, the students should also get in touch with, there are a lot of public forums where a lot of attorneys can give answers. So they should get in touch with some competent lawyers in the country and, basically be aware of all these regulations and changes made in the country. So before they even come to United States, they should be aware of everything what's happening.
So, being fully informed and fully read about these things is one of the messages that you want to give to the upcoming students.
Correct. That's correct.
So, it is so important because of the changing laws constantly, and especially with the new administration taking charge. There are so many new rules that have come up, and then it is no longer the same. I feel that even alphabets are being changed as well. It's no longer the same as we know previously. So, here, could this episode reflect a deeper issue of misinformation in immigration policy, and what safeguards exist to prevent students from making life decisions based on these rumors?
You're right. That's a good point, a good question. As you rightly said, um, you know, based on rumors, yes, these guys make decisions. I mean, what I suggest is the parents should also be well informed, and the students should be well informed, and the visa consultants who are advising the students should also be well informed before they advise any clients when they come into their offices. So my strong opinion, and I urge everybody in the community, even there is a responsibility on the media guys, instead of just saying the other media has said and you pick it up and say that they should do some good research and come up with the news or some articles and publications of some information, misinformation. Definitely, I would say that there was some misinformation, and they said that in the past that the cable has been leaked, and the higher officials in US have sent a cable that has been leaked, and nobody has shown that cable to anybody in any press media, either in radio or social media or any of the television channels anywhere in the world. So absence of that, I guess we should not believe it.
Okay. So, we need more information that needs to be published in the not just the media, in the proper resources, as you have rightly mentioned, those four sources, the right sources that we need, that the students need to be actually reading through before making any appointments or even getting ready to come here to this great country. So, is there any other message that you would like to provide to our international students that would actually be very, very helpful, apart from the information so far you have given us?
Well, I mean, you should also be aware of the socio-economic factors in the country and socio-political factors in the country and see, what exactly, which university you're coming and what is the rating of the university and in terms of fee structure and what sort of courses they're opting for. There's so much of research one has to do before they're making a big decision and investing money on their education. And it's not just thinking like a tunnel. One should also do some research about other nations as well. There are many other countries in the world. They should do some research before they make a decision. It's not that just US. There are countries like Germany, Japan, even Europe. They're giving some admissions and some free education and some employment opportunities, some immigration opportunities, things like that. So, they have to do all of that research before they make any decisions. I mean, not only students, because these are all 18, 19, 20 years old kids. Many of them, when they complete their engineering, they are below 21. So I guess the parents also should participate in this process, and the visa agents and education consulting companies also have to do thorough research before they advise and get some advisors from overseas. Let's say if you want to go to UK, get in touch with some UK solicitors. If you want to go to Australia or Canada, even US, there's another website they should check it up. It's called Department of Labor websites. Every year there are some shortlisted occupations. They have to check it out whether after graduating would they get any jobs, do they have any jobs after that, things like that before they come. See, buyer be aware, you're trying to make a big move to another country. And in terms of education, after post education, you want to get a work permit and you want to get employment. You have to do all of those research, and not just these 18, 19, 20 years old students, but their parents as well. And many times the students make decision, oh, my friend is there in that university, I want to go. Oh, my relative is there in that city, in that state, I want to go. But just don't rely on your friends or your relatives or your seniors, those who have come to US or any other parts of the world. Do your own research and see, do your own research. That's my advice.
True, sir. That is so true. The students are just kids driven by the emotion and the fact that they have their known ones in certain universities and certain countries. So rather, the adults should be chipping in order to gain proper information and the right place for their kids to go. And in terms of managing their appointments, so how would you suggest that they monitor their appointment status?
Good question, because I was told that there are a lot of visa agents in India and overseas. They're assisting them. These are techie guys. And but I was also told that there are some guys, there are fake guys. So I want them to do their own research and find out right people who are assisting them and have their own username and password in a secure place and access these websites personally and be on the top of the game. Because I was also told by some of the clients calling, because we have offices in Vijayawada, Hyderabad, and even Gujarat. We have other parts of the country. We have offices even in UK. They call us and say, "Hey, can you guys assist us?" Yes, our firm does assist, but you have to do everything legally. And some people are calling me and saying, "Oh, these guys are charging arm and a length to get appointments so that we can go as early as possible." But students can also apply under the expedited basis. There is an emergency basis also you can apply, and case to case is different by the embassy. Sometimes the embassies might accommodate you by emailing them. So one has to look and do some research and help themselves instead of relying on some third parties. And as I told you, because these are all 19, 20 years old kids, and they're giving their username and passwords to visa agents. Sometimes, those visa agents also wants to make money, and they might not do a good job. They might lose username and password. They might fill up wrong information, and the parents have to be on the top of the game. I guess by having awareness and getting to know what you're filling up and everything, and basically do some research in all over the country. You can take an appointment anywhere in the country, any of the consulates. It's not that you're coming from Delhi, you're a resident of Delhi, you have to go to Delhi embassy. You can go to Calcutta, you can go to anywhere in the country. So
Mhm.
it's not that before you were from Hyderabad, you have to go to the Hyderabad embassy. You can apply for anywhere in the country. And sometimes kids, they are living in Middle East with their parents, so they can also make appointments in India because they have Indian passport, and they can also take appointments in Middle East as well. So if you're a local resident, you can also apply to the where local embassy is there. So you got to look and think outside the box before you have all these deadlocks.
True, very truly said, sir. That were some useful, very useful, helpful insights. And one more question I have is it true that the students can schedule or cancel their appointments up to 2 times without incurring additional fees?
Correct, you're right. They can change the dates, they can cancel and reschedule it. Again, it's better because sometimes when they don't get appointment, they can speak to their school, defer the school, or even start it. Whenever they get appointment, they can go and get it. Sometimes it is good because they've already started the courses, and when they go to the embassy, they say, "Okay, the guys have started the courses already, so let's give us the opportunity of going to US to commence their education because they're already in the middle of course." So that's an advantage actually for students. Instead of not coming to US, they can start the course from overseas and they can come and join later with the permission of the
Okay.
school.
Okay. So thank you so much, Dr. Kaveti, for providing us with such helpful insights, and your experience and your expertise is so relevant and so useful for us and the students that are planning to come to this country. Thank you so much for your time and being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Preeti.